Hello, everyone, and welcome to Money Management. Today we have Justin Shore, an agent, realtor, investor, a friend of mine for a few decades now. I have personally watched Justin grow from an amazing real estate agent to an operator of an incredibly productive team. And Justin is focusing specifically on helping sellers in the San Fernando Valley, LA County, Orange County, Ventura County. I'm sure other areas that Justin can go over later on, specifically sellers and getting them top dollar for their home with the help of his team. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me, brother.
Yes, very excited. How long has this been? How long you been in real estate now?
Almost 16 years now.
Okay,
Basically, after college, this was my first kind of real big boy job, and it fell into my lap, and it was kind of my first job, and I'm a lifer.
very nice. Very nice. Well, I've definitely I've heard that term before, being a lifer, and especially when it comes to real estate and investing,
Mhm.
it's key to understand who we are, what our goals are, and how are we planning on getting there. Uh, what made you get into it? How did you get into real estate?
You know what? I think the forces to be. I didn't really plan it. I was a baseball player
Oh,
through college, and so after college, the family started putting heat on me to like figure out how to make paper. And so my uncle Jens kind of convinced me to take a trip with my backpack and go stay at hostels. And I went to Brazil and Argentina and I studied on the trip. And then I came home and I passed the test with flying colors because I like overstudied for it. And I've been in real estate ever since.
what part of real estate really correlates to you when you put financial freedom and selling real estate and acquiring real estate?
I think they're married. And, I think that for a lot of people, the biggest transactions they do is real estate, and then they parlay that into investments or more real estate. But they really are almost one and the same, and they are very important moves in people's lives. So I find that they're important to do together.
Absolutely. So when did you yourself really realize that you need to invest yourself in order to have some sort of residual passive income coming in, so you don't have to be on the grind 14 hours a day, trying to appease sellers all the time. And again, thank God for your team.
I think that there was a growth path for me and a learning curve, and I think that I had to learn by experience. And I remember the second or third month in real estate, I remember I made like, I think 40 grand. So, for a 24-year-old kid, it was like the biggest thing ever. It could have been $3 million. And
Absolutely.
so fast, I was in Vegas, I was here, there, and then I was broke. And so like that can only happen so many times to a Russian Jew like me before they snap out of it.
Thank God that we're fast learners, right?
Well, you have to listen, brother. If you're not listening, you're not learning.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. So, going back to your services and how you're helping out the community, why don't you tell us a little bit what you and your team, how, have been really focusing on and how you're different than the rest? Because we all know at the end of the day, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of agents out there, sellers can choose anybody they want to work with, and as we all know, there's a lot of licensees that are within the family. So how do you really provide enough confidence to your sellers to go with you?
I don't ever cut corners, Ben, and I pride myself in having the Rolls Royce service. And we deliver results on a high level, but more importantly, we hold the seller's hand and we really try to inform them and educate them. And we really try to make sure that they're taken care of, because the money part, most of the time, especially the owner user, is secondary. It's a life decision and it's so emotional. And so, when you help people to prepare the house for sale and then they watch the house sell for 10 or 15 or 20% more, everything seems to take care of itself.
That makes a lot of sense. What are common traps that sellers typically fall into?
I think that underneath a lot of things, the bottom line is that they're making decisions from a place of emotion. And when you make a business decision, you want it to be a sound decision that can have emotion backed, but not wrapped in it. You want to be clear. And I think that overpricing and not listening and things of that nature all boil down to that same thing. Like when I buy a diamond, I do my research and then I trust my jeweler, right?
Right, right.
When a seller hires someone like me, I think that I come from a place of experience and wanting the best for them.
Absolutely.
I think that sometimes their emotions and ego or pride can get in the way, and it's understandable, but I think that that's a trap they fall into.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the nail. And me, I've sold some homes as well during my career, and I've seen many homeowners, sellers of commercial properties, even
Yeah.
that really become attached to their asset, and for some reason feel, my own father-in-law has a commercial property he feels is worth 3 times the value. So at the end of the day, you have to be realistic. And then the second thing that you said, Justin, which is extremely important, is let the professionals do what they do best. So if you're dealing with a team like Justin's, and you should be able to be confident enough that you're walking away with the most for your asset. The best you can do, just like you would do with any partnership with any other vendor, is how can we make the whole process better and easier and more efficient, so at the end of the day, me, the seller, the consumer, gets the most for their asset.
Or how about this? How about Mr. Soifer, for every dollar you put into the house, you're getting $4 to $6 back. I think we should put $20,000 in the house. What do you think?
I agree. I absolutely agree. Listen, of course, it depends if you're selling an REO or if you're selling, you're really going for the most. But staging a property and sprucing it up, it never hurts. Never, ever hurts. Are you most likely going to get what you've spent, unless for whatever reason you got ripped off? Yes.
Yeah.
Of course,
That's
if you,
another good thing is
yeah.
our team, it's a wide scope of vendors. We have a painter, plumber, everything. Like we're a one-stop shop and we get rock bottom pricing, but like high-end service because we do so much volume. So our sellers have crazy, amazing resources behind them, going into listing preparations and anything that comes in between, during escrow, after escrow, we're there for them.
That's the way to do it, Justin. When you do it the right way and you provide customer service and you're there with the number one, goal in mind, which is really to get the most for your customer. At the end of the day, that's why you have great reviews. So
Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely. And I really applaud you for it. We all know it's not easy to be in customer service. We all know you have to be very patient. You have to really remind people why they called you at the end of the day, or why they texted you, or why they emailed you.
Right.
And how can we help them get to where they want to get? I know that you will continue to strive in whatever area you are working, geographically, and now you could probably sell. You're licensed all over California, so you can help customers anywhere in California.
Yeah, we're specialized most specifically south of Boulevard, Woodland Hills. That's kind of our bread and butter, Topanga Canyon. But we just, I mean, we do deals in everywhere. I accommodate the clients. We do deals out of state. You know, for me, it's more about taking care of my people, you know, and so sometimes I have to oversee deals elsewhere, you know, and find another agent or whatever be it. So like I said, we kind of help them till the finish.
Now, I'm going to bridge over a little bit into your investor side. And I'm going to, ask you, you as an investor investing in rental properties, whether they're SFRs or duplexes or multi-units or commercial properties, how many of your own clients do you see bridging over to multi to commercial, especially as they become more, stabilized in their careers as far as investing, in addition to potentially being contractors, developers, that this is what they do, this is their business. How involved are you in that whole space?
My comfort zone and what I've done and what I'm really good at is high-end single family homes personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I've watched some of my friends and clients really blossom, larger than me and leverage themselves, more than me and do very, very well in a lot of different directions. And I think there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. And, I've done well with single family homes in A+ neighborhoods, but I think that, there's definitely other options. And I watch what you do and my jaw drops,
Thank you.
because of the things that you're delivering. And so I am kind of like starting to look much deeper in that direction for the future.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we all need checks. We all need passive income. We all would love to have residual income. Nobody's going to complain about a deposit they received or a check they got in the mail, as long as it's legit and no one's going to come, asking for the money later, you know? So the question is, how do we do it? How do we implement it? How do we make it consistent? And how do we enjoy what we do on a daily pattern? This morning I was lucky enough to go swim in the ocean. I'm 20 minutes away from the ocean, and then come back and work. And I went with my son, who's about to go to college, and he's 18 and a half. And we were talking about financial freedom. We're talking about the ability to be able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it with.
Yeah. And I'm starting to taste that myself. I have the dream team around me. Like I really have high functioning professionals. And so it's enabled me to go to all of my son's little league games, all of his practices. I try to be with them 3 to 4 hours a day, every day. And I also try to handle business. And I really try to get as much as I possibly can out of my work hours. So I think you get more efficient and more specific. But I think that experiencing a taste of that makes me want more. And it really makes me want to make moves to solidify that even on a higher level where I can just be like you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Listen, we all watch other people, we have examples in front of us, all the time. Who are some inspirational, maybe mentors to you personally, and maybe a daily habit that you really do for yourself, that it's just you, and yourself, that it makes you feel good when you do that on a daily level?
Yeah. I think my dad's my hero. There's been some incredible mentors in my life, small handful of them. And I've tried to really listen to those guys, every word they say, because they give me input from a place of experience and knowledge, but also impartial love, So when I received that, I really tried to take it serious and even supersede myself if I'm emotional, because I can't see straight sometimes, and I understand that they do. Yeah, I've been going early in the morning to to work out with at Genetics, which is like a private gym at 7 a.m. And I work out now when the kids sleep because that's the only way I can be consistent. So I come home when they're waking up, and it works better for me. And I really enjoy that. I feel like I get a more productive day when I go to the gym in the morning. I have my coffee, and I'm tired sometimes, but it's really my selfish time where I can be without kid or any pressures, and nobody's awake yet.
Absolutely, that's amazing, and it's all about the mood that activity sets into the day, and the focus and the organization that follows, and the structure that is really, the blocks to your success, your ability to complete your tasks on a daily level, on a weekly level, on a monthly level, teaching your team on how you all can achieve those tasks while performing top customer service. That's not easy to do. Doing that consistently, being persistent at it, that's not easy to do. I think you know that.
Well, I'm not good at that either, brother. I'm an artist. I'm big picture. I'm not good with details like you, and I have great foundations, but the structure part is hard for me personally. So I really bought in and committed myself to getting better at that and getting better kind of pieces to help me with my shortcomings. But that's the truth is it's systems and operations, and I'm learning that from my dear friend Nick. He's really teaching me that my foundations can't get bigger until I do that. And so it's very difficult for me because it's like speaking Greek, but it is the answer.
Well, good for you for acknowledging that it's difficult for you, because that's obviously the first step. Second step is implementation. I'm a huge systems guy, and
I know.
and that's why I feel I was able to achieve my short-term goal and semi-retire at a young age, and
Yeah.
rethink what's important and how do I want to continue helping out the community, how do I want to continue being involved in the business world. And I love podcasting. I love talking to individuals like you that are successful, that I've seen being successful in front of me, that I've spoken to many of times, and again, knowing how difficult it is to be consistent and to be continuously persistent at looking for the most efficient way to do things, and being willing and able to change. That's huge. That's
Well,
huge.
Ben, it's not getting to the top. It's hard, bro. It's staying at the top.
Right.
That's the hard part. And so
Right.
if you cannot be malleable with yourself, you're going to be stuck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. And if you're not going to do it to the level where you are in the top, like you said, or one of the few that the community considers, a top professional, then you're right. There's no point. No one is really looking for average. This is not the right show for that. We're here at Money Management, so that way we can get to our goals as soon as we can.
Yeah, no, I want to be one of the best, Ben.
Well, you are. You know, I know you're going to continue being successful because it's within you, and you've set up a system that does not allow you not to be successful. You've set up a checks and balances system where you have people holding you accountable to really being who they see you can be, in addition to you seeing who you can be. So at the end of the day, the beauty of it is that we all get to decide, just like I can decide what I want to be involved in and who I want to work with. That's the beauty of it. And it really boils down to solicitation, because if we weren't willing to prospect and solicit and really work our referrals and clients as much as it needed, as much service as they needed, be there for them, then it does not communicate well. So again, I know that with internet and reviews and Yelp and everything. Today, that's how you can see how a professional is doing. But at the end of the day, it's really a professional's actions on a day-to-day basis that really contribute to how they will be perceived, how much business will they do, how many people will be calling them back.
Yeah, if you take care of your clients, they take care of you.
The one thing I wanted to finish with is what really drives you at the end of the day, and what really focuses you to where it doesn't matter how many, potential transactions are happening, how many appointments are throughout the day. You're very focused because that's your ground zero.
Yeah, I like to compete, and I'm inspired by my son Samuel, my daughter Shayna, and my wife Portia. Man, like they put wings on me.
Well, we have a lot alike. I definitely am driven by my family as well, and even before I had, I created this family with my wife. I kind of, being a young man, I envisioned the family that I wanted to have, and looked at different role models and said, well, this is how a dad is supposed to act. This is how a husband is supposed to act, because we all come from our own backgrounds. And at the end of the day, we want to provide our kids the picture perfect scenario. Doesn't matter who we are, we all want to provide our kids the best. So I applaud you for being an amazing family man, because that is your, really drive. And I can tell you that good karma and good energy is always good. And, just keep doing what you do, Justin.
Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate you having me, bro.
Absolutely. It's been great.
Bye.
Take care, man.